Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Hold on one second. Let me let the Discord know that I'm live. Market chat. Oh, let's go to announcements. No, I'll just do it in market chat. All right. So let's start with the daily. That's going to be the number one thing here. So, super interesting thing happened on the daily. I know you guys saw this last time it happened, or when it did happen. Sorry. But we closed above the daily and we had a huge down move with a lot of momentum. So this tells me that we're probably in the manipulation leg here up to continue down. So immediately I'm marking out this previous day low. That's important to me. And then we do have some equal lows below us that I think are going to hit pretty soon. So I'm going to be patient and wait for that. But just looking at the 1 minute chart, I mean, this looks like it's setting up for a down move here. Yeah, it really does. I wish I would have been able to take a short up here. Unfortunately, there was no real inversion. I mean, right now, I think there might be a 5 minute inversion or a 3 minute. There's a pretty decent looking 3 minute inversion, but you can see that it already failed. So I'm pretty hesitant to take a short here. I'm not going to lie. But this could be the spot where it actually moves. We do have a set of equal lows right over here, give or take. But again, we need to see a setup. I'm not seeing it. Um, yeah, this sucks, guys. I really wanted to take a trade this morning. Did it? I will be realistic though. Today is the day before NFP, so keep that in mind. Um, and normally the day before NFP is actually really bad price action, so that's another thing I'm being aware of here. ES, not really doing much either. But yeah, if we can somehow come up and sweep this high again today, maybe I'll consider a short, but I need to see something really good. By the way, guys, if you're in the chat, I haven't been I haven't been on YouTube for a while, so let me know who you are. Um, oh shit. Man, this is such a tough spot. I will say, though, this looks like a very nice manipulation. If we can get another up move here, that would be insane. But I have a feeling that this is actually going to sell off today. It just has to... I would have loved to see something better here. Okay, there's 7 o'clock news. Do we have any other news today? Does anyone know? Let me just double check. Today is the 4th, Thursday, ADP 530. Okay. Yeah, we already swept the data highs too. Wow, this could be good. Still want a short low of day. Even though I think this is going to dump here. Damn. So this is a 50K account that I'm trading on. My max risk for the day on this account is $300. So I'd have to trade with probably 1 or 2 MNQs today on this account. But yeah, gun to my head, this is gonna fail here, but unfortunately there's no setup. 3-minute inversion failed too. It's the day before NFP, so this is just so tough, guys. I would have loved to see the market come back up here to sweep some more buy side, maybe like one more manipulation leg higher than the short, but I wasn't even at the computer, so I didn't get the option to do that, unfortunately. So now we're testing that new week opening gap on NQ. Yeah, this is probably gonna dump. Now, we do have a set of equal highs that just formed here. So maybe if we come up first, sweep those and get a manipulation like here. So if this happens, maybe we can try a short. But unless it happens, I can't take anything, sadly. Oh, we got an alert on CrowdStrike. Let's take a look at CrowdStrike quick. Where is my thing here? CRWD. Okay, CrowdStrike is entering a level that I'm going to be buying this for the long term, guys. Not financial advice, but we swept sell side. We've now retraced below 50% of the last leg of price. Also, if you draw your fibs, we're at 50%. If we get to the golden pocket, this is another spot I want to add. Keep in mind, we also have a perfect gap here on the daily. This is definitely a spot to be adding. So I am going to be adding CrowdStrike here for the first time in quite a while. But let's look at NQ real quick. Yeah, it looks like we're dumping through this, sadly. That's annoying. But yeah, we just tapped the equal lows, which sucks, but they're holding, so we'll see if this ends up maybe coming back up and sweeping the equal highs. I don't know. But I can't take any shorts here, unfortunately. Let me edit the alert on CrowdStrike here now. Okay. So if CrowdStrike does get to that golden pocket, I'm actually going to set an alert here. We're going to do this every time. Okay. So yeah, unfortunately the equal lows were swept on NQ. Okay, what's up? Good morning, bro. We do have equal highs up here, but I think structurally this looks like it's getting ready for downside. I think this is just going to dump through all of this. And we have that first standard deviation here. But again, guys, there was just no setup, which sucks, but part of the game. Yeah, so this looks to me like a manipulation right here, and that this is going to distribute down. Okay, how are you, bro? How's your trading been going? I have not taken any trades in the last couple of days. I haven't liked price action. But I also haven't really been streaming as much. But I think tomorrow and Thursday will be Discord streams. So for those of you guys who are in the Discord, you guys are welcome to join, obviously. What else is doing poorly today? Let's quickly check until I see a setup. HIM's up 6%. This is one I'm considering accumulating, but I need to see this trade into this. There's a big weekly fair value gap here. So if we can get below 38.21, this will be a long-term ad for me. Hood is another one I'm looking for, but I want to see more downside here. So the last leg that formed, we have 50% here and then that golden pocket. So if we can get here on Hood, which I don't know if we will, but that'll retest those previous highs, that'll be a great spot between 50 and 0.61. Yeah, me too, but learning IFEG and Power of 3 more backtesting and working in these and working in this worse office. Yeah, okay. It's always a learning game, bro. But yeah, for this 50K account, I'm keeping the max loss for the day at 300. Again, that's because I'm a little bit more experienced. Normally, if you're trading at 50K, I really would keep the loss at like 125, 150 max. But it's just a 50K account. It's something I'm willing to risk on. But yeah, if we get a setup here, I'll try it. I just don't. There's nothing, you know? The only thing was up here, and this wasn't even really that great. We did sweep the data high this morning right here. I'll label this data high, data high. So we did sweep it here, but there wasn't really an A+ setup. And the only inversion of the day, this 3-minute, failed, and then it did work afterwards. Maybe if we can trade up into this 3-minute and we get an A+ IFEG, then maybe I can take a short. But not too keen on it, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe we will. This is midnight opening price, right? Yeah, this is midnight opening price. So maybe if we get back up here, we can try a short with a tight stop. Bro, I wasn't logged into my accounts here. Um, but if there was on this wick, I probably would have tried a short. It was so good after the manipulation above data highs and London highs, everything. London and Asia Oh my god, that looked beautiful. Look at these three basically relative equal highs here that manipulated above. Oh, looks so good. Like even now, this looks like it's gonna continue down. Damn. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to wait. If we can trade back into this, maybe I'll consider a short. But I need to see like a really nice green candle here that kind of looks manipulaty. We have a tiny 5-minute here too. So this is like the imbalance of price here. Oh, man. So I will say again, guys, there is a set of equal highs right here. It's not obvious on MNQ. It's not on MNQ. It's only on NQ. But it's still there. So I think what's going to happen here is they're going to try and manipulate people to take a long, and it's going to end up rejecting. But we have to see something incredible to take a short here. So I'll be extra patient. If I get something, I get something. If I don't, I don't. So we're trading into that 3-minute and the 5-minute. Tapped into midnight. Yeah, I'll be honest, guys. I don't love this. If we can maybe create an inversion here, I'll try it. But no inversion being created, sadly. We did trade into this perfectly and reject, though. Hmm. Wait, what? Yeah, this is really unfortunate. So you can see we traded into that 3 minute and we're just rejecting so hard. This tells me we're probably going to go down much further. I just didn't get an entry. Uh, that sucks. Like, you guys see how clean that manipulation was above this leg of price? There's 3 sets of relative equal highs here. Manipulation, and we're distributing down. And what I believe is going to happen here, honestly, I think that this fair value gap is going to fail. I think we're going to go down to this 1 standard deviation. I think we're going to go down here, here, here. I think it's going to be a bloodbath. Sucks. Sucks. I wish there was a better entry, but there just really wasn't. I mean, this was an entry, but it wasn't amazing. And then there wasn't even any clean IFVGs to support it, so that's why I didn't enter it. Just looking at the hourly here. So interesting. So there is an inversion to the upside here. Looks like it's on the 2 minute and the 1 minute. I do not like this at all, even though it's kind of a manipulation of a manipulation. And again, guys, my bias personally is bearish. I'd like to see this level get hit, which is that first standard deviation of the Asia range, so I'm not going to be taking any longs. What I'd be looking for, which would actually be decent, is if one of these fails, then maybe we could try a short with a targeted stop above a high that forms. So like, let's say this 2 minute inversion fails to the downside and we close back below, then that could be another short consideration. The other thing I'm looking at is this 3 minute fair value gap, the high of this wick. If we can maybe get a sweep of that and then a short setup, that could be decent. So like right now, this 1 minute has closed above, which I like, and then I'm paying attention to this gap right here. This could be a decent short. And then the target would be the 1 standard deviation. But I would probably partial here. So I would have one of my partials here at this level. And then I would have my second TP down here at that 1 standard deviation. So let's see what happens here. Two minute has closed above its inversion as well. So if this fails, that will be even cleaner. The only thing, again, I'm not loving about this is that we did trade into this bullish fair value gap. Don't get me wrong, but my bias is now bearish. Because again, we manipulated above these highs. And September, again, seasonally is bearish. I know everyone on X and Twitter is tweaking about seasonality of September. Even Jim Cramer started saying it was bearish, which I don't love, but I still can't argue with data, so. But yeah, if we were to limit sell down here, with just our first TP would be 140 per contract, or 70 something per contract, and then second TP would be 150 per contract. So yeah, the other thing I'm paying attention to again is if this internal buy side gets swept and then we have an immediate failure, so a trade back into this 3 minute and a failure, then that's a good sign for shorts. But again, guys, one thing, if you're maybe just tuning into the stream, today is the day before NFP Friday. So normally the price action is bad. So just be aware of that. Be super cautious. So we tapped into midnight, filled this now. This doesn't look half bad to me either. And then basically what I would do here is I'd move my stop to break even once this fair value gap gets touched into, just in case it behaves bullishly and we react to go higher from it. But you can see now that this 3 minute gap is holding pretty nicely so far. So I'm going to label this as an IFVG in purple. I have this IFVG here. So this is what it would look like. First TP would be down here, and then second TP would be here. So let's see what happens. If we somehow are able to sweep this high again, I'll look for another short, but we'll see. So far, this is the only thing that really captures my eye, is this clean. Let me get rid of these new week opening gaps so you guys aren't confused. But you can see that inversion here, bearish, bullish for value gap. If we can inverse this, then that looks pretty decent to me. Equal highs. Maybe we missed these. I don't know. Very, very, very interesting day. I just wish I would have gotten the short from up here. That would have been beautiful. Okay, we just tagged 830 after sweeping the equal highs. So this 1 minute worked miraculously. But again, I'm bearish, so I'm not trying to take any longs today. Wow. Pretty bearish reaction there. No trades, okay. I've told them that I'm bearish today and I'm looking for a setup. I do like this. Let me see something. We fully filled the 2 minute here. We filled the 3 minute. How's a 5 minute looking? There's a 5 minute potentially forming here. And again, I'm just saying, I'm just being super, super cautious today because it is the day before NFP. So just be prepared for pure manipulation. What I'd really rather see, guys, honestly, is this. If we can come back up and manipulate this high one more time and then get an inversion, that would be insane. So if I do take a trade before then, I'll probably half size it. So in this case, I would literally be taking one MNQ on this 50K. And then if we do get back up here, I'll take a 2 MNQ setup. Excuse me. Okay, so no trade above this 3 minute yet. When does this candle close? At 30? This is, look at this setup, guys. This is so ugly. Even if this works, ugh, it looks like if I look back at the screenshots of my A plus inversions to the upside, this does not come close to one of the good ones. I don't know how to explain it apart from, I mean, look at these wicks, look at this. I mean, this is a manipulation, I think, to the upside. But like even the inversion here on the 5 minute that just formed, tiny. Don't love it. You can see it right here. Like this, who wants to take this? And then on the 3 minute, which I think just closed as well, just looks so bad. Like I would never be a part of this to the upside. Never. But yeah, basically what I'm paying attention to now is if we somehow are able to come back to high of day, I'll look for another short up here. So we already know the data high was swept. I'll just move this here. And then yeah, I'll look for a short later in the day. That's what I think I'm going to do here, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, but again, this is what I'm looking for now. If we can do this, I'll look for this short. First target would be low of day. Second TP would be, there is a very important level down here. So first TP, low of day. Second TP. And then third TP would be that first standard deviation of the leg. If I'm not going to do 3 contracts, but we'll see how if this does happen, how much momentum we have, and then maybe what I'll just do is move my stop at this low once it hits. We'll see. But primarily, that's what I'm looking for right now. The other thesis that could be possible here is that they're just bringing the market up one more time here to stop out all the traders that try to short here. I don't know. But the only real thing I can take, unfortunately, is if we sweep high of day and then we get another short. What about that 1 minute oaf? Which 1 minute? Are you talking about this little 1 minute here? Not bad. If you want a good risk to reward trade, I think this is okay. But because... Oh, for longs? This little 1 minute? Or are you talking about the 1 minute that happened here? Give me the... Don't say the 1 minute, Kate. Tell me the time as well. Like, tell me the 10:14 1 minute. You know? That way I know what you're talking about. Because of the banner. Oh. Oh, yeah, I forget that you're not on your computer. My bad. Yeah, I don't know which one you're talking about. And also, Kay, I'm not bullish today. I'm bearish, so I'm not going to be looking for longs. Technically, this is a setup. But I'd rather see a sweep high of day. That would be awesome. Or maybe just trade back into this fair value gap right here. That could be another option. If we reject perfectly from this, then that would be another spot I would consider a short. That's a 12 to 1 RR trade. That's beautiful. But realistically, I'd probably keep stops above high of day. So yeah, either we get a short here or we get a short up here, and I'll be looking to target. My first TP would be this fair value gap later in the day, and then my second TP and third TP would be down here, and then fourth TP would be here. But again, I don't know how many contracts I'll be taking. Most likely only 2, unless something really clean happens. And yeah, we'll see. Again, guys, just notice how disciplined I'm being. Wow, Elon Musk is laughing at Trump's posts. Let's go. Wow, how badly I want those two to be friends again. Okay, so it looks like my destiny is playing out here. Again, not financial advice. If you want, you can. You could probably take a little quick long scalp to here, but I'm not going to, obviously. But I think that will be the first target. And then from here, if we do get a perfect short, that would be insane. So like, let's say, I don't know, this is tiny, but it could be a potential here. And then you would have to move your stop to break even pretty quick. But I do like this area for potential shorts, but we'll see what plays out. We will see what plays out. And I will tell you guys this already, okay? The first thing that I am paying attention to if I'm going to take a short is this candle right here. Let's see what else. Yeah, pretty much this candle. This high right here. Why this high? Let's see if somebody can tell me why. Forget what I just posted there. It's not a TP. It is a TP actually for the short. Why would this be TP1 for me for a short? Let's see if somebody can figure this out. This candle right here. What's special about it? Hopefully somebody's paying attention in the chat. And they're not all bots. For the 7 people that are watching this on whatever platforms you're on. Okay, so there's the fair value gap fill. Not a bad spot to potentially short, I will not lie. But I probably would want to see high of day get swept here. Maybe we try this actually. If we get a closure below here, guys, I think I might try this to the downside. This looks pretty nice. Stop at high of day. Or stop at the internal buy side here. Yeah, guys, I might try this. Again, this would be TP1. Wow, nobody's talking in the chat, huh? Nobody wants to explain why this is a target for the short. So far a bullish reaction from it. I'll be honest, guys. Just based on this leg of price, I don't know what it is with these candles. I would much rather see this high get swept now. And then we get a short. That would be so much cleaner. So much cleaner. Another model I love here is this. So let's say we do get a big pump here. If we get a pump up to here, I would look for a retest of this candle's low. That would be a beautiful TP. So it'd be a quick scalp, but almost always works. Wow. That was clean. Let's see if it closes. Damn. So I can't take this anymore because we already traded into this gap. The plan was to look for a closure and then it stopped to break even when that gap hit. Oh, that's so annoying. But this could definitely be a short now. So my next opportunity is now if all-time high is swept, or high of day is swept, I mean, then that would be the only short opportunity for me. So I'm deleting everything here. This IFVG is not in play anymore. Again, the reason being is because we traded down below it, but by the time we did, we already traded into this gap, so not clean enough. If we were much higher up, this would be something I would consider, but we're not, so we didn't even sweep high of day yet, so it's just not great in my opinion. But it could easily work. It's just not part of my criteria. Doesn't match my criteria for this type of daily profile. So again, guys, I was going to take this candle, but unfortunately because we tagged into here, I'm not taking it because of the fact it's the day before NFP, and this just doesn't look great to me. This could easily done, but we could go to our TPs, but what I would prefer to see is one more manipulation leg. That's the only way I can take a short now. So I need to see this inversion work to the upside, and then a target of high of day, and then maybe something like that. That would be the only setup I could take today. But right now, this is what I'm looking at. So if we can close above that, then hopefully that will bring us back to this internal buy side, and then we'll get a setup later. Okay, so here is that fair value gap. Again, if you guys want to try a short here, you can. I am personally not going to take this. I want to see a sweep of this internal buy side again, and then maybe a short setup somewhere here. Whoops. But technically, this could be an entry for a short. I just personally, because of today's profile, I'd rather see this happen. And it's the day before NFP. I want as much manipulation as possible. A lot of people are expecting downside today because of this manipulation leg that you saw right here. I'm going to delete this quick or move it to the side. This manipulation right here. And I still think that this could be possible, but I would love to see this get high get swept one more time and then get another short. But if you want to try a good RR short, this is not bad. I just don't personally think it's good for my personal qualifications. Okay, so here's the leg I'm looking for. I'd love to see this close above this high, and then maybe we get a short later. Again, everyone who shorted this, it's now failed, so you'd have to close out your position here, at least if you're a risk management, if you're a trader that follows your discipline and risk management. But yeah, if this high gets swept and we get some kind of an inversion up here, that's what I'd be looking for. Again, I've said that time and time again. If we get it, I'll execute. The other thing is, if we get like a straight pump up to here, I will try a scalp to target this black level right here, which is the high of this fair value gap. So it'll be like a 1-for-1 here. So let's say we do this. I will target this as a 1-for-1. Wow. This is what I'm talking about when I say NFP, the day before NFP is such shitty PA. You do not want to be a part of this. Yes, this was a clean inversion, but it's like the odds of this working on a day like today are slim. So oh, what a boring day. What a boring day. Has anyone in the chat taken a trade for the 8 people watching this on whatever platforms you're on? Because there's nothing here. Don't be shy, too. If you took one, you took one. I will note, guys, this black line I have labeled here. I'll make it 3-point font. This is a magnet for price. So if we end up pushing higher today, this is going to be the ending draw for the day, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. But if we can get a push through this, this is going to be a good spot to retrace and target for later in the day. I'm not going to explain exactly why that is because it is something I developed myself, but it's still there nonetheless. By the way, guys, just if you're broke, Powerball is tonight, 1.7 billion. The drawing is actually on Saturday, but if you live in the U.S., you can go for it. El Jefe, why is this a draw? Well, it's the first major fair value gap that formed in the morning. It's the inversion as well, but I can't explain to you exactly why, because it took me many years to learn this, and I don't think anybody else. Honestly, I don't think there's anybody else that knows why this is. Maybe ICT knows why, but it's just a magnet for price. So if we do get a setup later, I'm going to target this fair value gap's top as my first TP. I'm just going to be extra patient and wait. Okay, let's take a look at the rest of the market while we're waiting here because this is terrible. Hims, best performer of the day. Again, I've told you guys if this gets into this weekly fair value gap, I will add it. CRM is down. This is one I will be looking to add. El Jefe, if it was an NFP, would you expect this to be accumulation before further expansion? Yeah, I mean, I would expect it to be regardless of it being NFP or not. What I'm saying is the day before NFP is really bad price action, so you have to, like, if you want to be taking inversion setups, it needs to be in the extended range. So, again, like, either in this fair value gap or above this high of day, you want to see something clean. So, personally, I'm looking for extensions above highs and lows to take back to the mean, back to the range. You have to be really careful on a day like this. You basically want to wait for like very extended price action to look for short setups, or very extended price action to look for upside setups if you're down here, meaning a sweep of low of day and then target back into the range. Because a lot of people look for continuation on a day like the day before NFP, which it can happen. I've seen NFP Thursdays that are clean and they distribute to one side or the other. But a lot of the times we stay in a range. We stay condensed. Then we manipulate on NFP to the upside or the downside. And then the continuation happens on NFP Friday. Not always, but a lot of the time. Wow. Excuse me. Bro, this is literally the most boring PA. If I was on this morning, I probably would have taken a short here. Probably. And I would have moved my stop to break even as soon as this wick formed, and then I would have probably gotten stopped out, but that's all right. Still would have taken it. And again, for the same reason that this level, okay, so this is a level. I'll give you one clue. This level is related to Fibonacci's. That's all I'm gonna say. But this level right here was drawn before this candle developed. So this was drawn probably 2 weeks ago, right here. So all that I will say is that it's a Fibonacci and it's related to time and price. Sorry, I can't reveal it, but I'll just let you know that it's important. So realistically, what's going to happen here is we're going to come up and trade through this, and then we're going to get a setup later to target it. It's something I developed myself that took me a very long time to do, and I just don't want it to be known. That's it. I'll tell you guys everything related to ICT, but I will not tell you this. Okay, so there it is. So what I'm hoping for is a manipulation above high of day here and then a short setup. That would be awesome. So immediately I will say this though. This fair value gap becomes a lot more important to me. I know it's not that big. It's decent size. But if we can close below this, this is a place where I would consider a short for two reasons. Number one, we swept this internal high. Number two, we're in a macro time. Number three, we already touched into this level that I was looking for. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So what I think will happen here, and again, I think a lot of traders will be induced to the long side here, and then maybe we can look for a short scalp. I might try it. We'll see. So like somewhere here, you got a limit order, 1-for-1 trade, targeting this, and then moving your stop above it. We'll see what we get. Oh, come on, market, let's do something. So again, if we push up somewhere here, I'm going to look for a 1-for-1 scalp back down to this black level. Maybe I'll try it with 3 units. TP in the 70s, stop loss in the 80s. What are your fib settings? I have lots of different fibs. I have quarterly fib, so 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, 1. I have retracement fibs, 0.5, 0.618. Just depends on where we're talking about. Okay, so I'm not taking this trade yet, but I just want to see what we can get here. Okay, there's the touch back into it. I wish we went higher than that. So nothing clean yet. I wanted to see an inversion play here, but we didn't get it. We just got a wick. So I'd still be looking to see this trade higher. Oh shit, my computer's about to die. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Okay. So consolidating in that level I told you guys about, the black level. And now we just wait and see. But somewhere here, I'm looking for a setup. Whether it be a manipulation above high of day and then an inversion. Like to see something here. I will note there is a new week opening gap above us. So it's possible that we push up into here. But ultimately, I'd like to see this be our target afterwards. Again, I'll take an inversion if I see it, but only if I see it. Not just going to take something randomly. Interesting. I do like this inversion a lot better, though. I will not lie. If this closes below, this is something we can consider for sure. Wow. Hopefully we get the closure. But we already tagged into this too. Oh my goodness. That is so annoying. That is so lame. So I'm obviously not going to take a short on a massive spike down candle like this. It normally does not bode you well. I'm going to guess this is going to come all the way back up, but again, guys, this is an NFP Thursday. This is the type of shit that you see, so no way I'll be taking anything here. Need to see something way cleaner than this. What a lame day. Let's check the rest of the market again. Anything different? Nope. Rivian down 6%. No one gives a shit about this company. CoreWeave down to 86. Ooh, okay. This is something I'm going to consider for longs here. If we can get down into this weekly fair value gap's bottom around 86, or actually around 84, this is something that I'm going to consider for longs too, for the long term. So keep your eyes out on CoreWeave. Let's see what the market cap is right now. 42 billion. We're down what from the high? 50%. Beautiful. We're down into this third quadrant of the whole leg of the IPO. Very interesting. Yeah, maybe we'll even wait until the 71 level. We'll see. From 84 to 71. 13% discount. Because there's another weekly fair value gap right here on CoreWeave. All right, so just patiently waiting here. I think this is going to come all the way back up. Such bad price action, though. I'm looking to see if we formed any equal lows. We didn't. Man, it's not giving me anything today. So lame. Waiting for the clean setup. Waiting, waiting, waiting. How many people do you know can sit at the charts for this long and not click a button? Please, give me some names, bro. And you guys see, when there is something A plus, I execute. I'm telling you right now, this is not A plus PA. These random spikes down with no inversions, it's not good. There's no targets, like, it's just bad. Bad, bad, bad. So this is a spot I'm looking at. So you see this 5-minute inversion? This candle, if you look at this candle right here, this was the entry for a lot of people. So if you're looking for shorts today, this is going to be a draw on liquidity. This level right here. Do you guys understand that? Type 1 if you understand this. If I'm going to take a short today, this is going to be my first target right here. There's an inversion to the upside here, by the way. Am I taking this? No. I'm bearish today, but I need to see some kind of a trade up above, hopefully this high. So yeah, the reason that this is a level that you want to look for as a target for your shorts is because, hold on, El Jefe, the algorithms see this. They know that everybody entered this inversion on this candle. So they saw this candle after this inversion, even though it wasn't clean. If you took this 5-minute inversion, this was your entry, and right now you are in profit. Your stop to break even is right here. So the algorithms, if we're going to get a short today, will deliver price into this. As far as a 15-minute gap, hold on, let me delete all this shit. Yeah, we do have a 15-minute gap here. That's true. And we have a 15-minute above it, but this could be a draw on liquidity too. But you just have to be so careful, guys. Just be really patient. I got nothing here. There's nothing here. Just waiting. I think this is going to continue up and sweep high of day, and then maybe we get a short later, but it needs to be super clean. And now, I mean, I'm looking at this as a target, but this is also a draw on liquidity. Why is this a draw on liquidity? Let's see who can answer this. Why is this candle's high a draw on liquidity? Somebody's got to know it. I literally just explained it. Anyone? Anyone? This candle right here, the 1116 candle. Why is this a draw on liquidity? Stop punt? What do you mean by that, El Jefe? I think you're at work, so, or I don't know, but if I understand what he's saying when he means stop hunt, everybody who entered this 1 minute long has their stop to break even right there. So this is going to be a draw at some point. But what I think is going to happen here is we're going to probably continue higher, and then later on we'll get a short setup. Yes, because the people that took the 1 minute inversion here, again, I'm not bullish right now. I want bearish PA. Even though this looks pretty bullish, I still want bearish. And this will be my second TP. This would be my first TP, really. But we just need to see something. I'd like to see high of day get swept and then a nice inversion. Something to deliver price action to where we want it to go. But I still cannot escape the fact that we had this beautiful manipulation in the morning. above all these relative equal highs. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. So I have another theory here. What I think is possible. I don't know what this 50% was from. What was that from? Hold on one second, guys. What was this 50% from? Oh, interesting. And what was this one from? Oh, fuck that. Let's get rid of this one. So we're also very close to that 50% of this whole leg of price. So if you look back from this high to this low, which actually now, did we go lower than it? This is the new 50%. Fit 23,547, that is a level that we should definitely be watching. Which we already swept this morning. Okay, so there's high. There's a high of day. Okay, I think I'm gonna try this, guys. Gonna size down on this. Keep it at a 1-for-1. Okay, I'm gonna try selling 2 here. I might get stopped out on this, but I think it's a pretty good trade nonetheless. Again, the objective is this draw and then this 1 minute fair value gap inversion. Again, this is high risk, so I don't know if you should take this. It's up to you. It's not a typical model that I trade, or that I show you guys that I trade, but this is one of the projections here. So the objective is that level that I told you guys about, and then hopefully we get, in fact, I'm going to change this to 1. Whoops. Confirm. And then I'm going to sell 1 or buy back 1 here as well. So we'll see if this ends up working. And the idea here is that high of day got swept. People are going to get manipulated here, and then the draw is going to be back to the range. So this low, and then that's that TP that I told you guys about. If this low gets swept again, I will move my stop to break even on the trade. Okay, so I'm moving my stop to break even here. Oh wait, we didn't sweep the low. Never mind. I thought we did. So I haven't released my finger yet, but if this low gets swept right here, I will move my stop. Did it get swept? Beautiful. All right, so now we'll let it play out. If it plays out, it plays out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. All right, so there's a break-even stop. Oh, whoops. It only took off 1 of my positions. So now I'll wait for another trade because this candle should have delivered us down here. So that was a break-even stop. And now we wait for more price action. Again, this is not my typical model, guys. Again, my model is the IFEG. Okay, it looks like it might deliver now. But this is just another scalping method that I use that helps me generate a cushion for the day if I'm going to take a more sizable short or a more sizable long later. So if we do sweep this high, then I can consider another short, but we'll wait and see. The other thing I'm going to look for is big spikes up, because normally that signifies manipulation. And then we'll target this low and this low, if we can get big spikes. So that was decent, but it wasn't big enough to me. But yeah, I'm definitely still looking for retracements here. If there was an IFEG, that would be even better. LHFA looking for at least 552.5 for retracements. Fair enough. Okay, so this looks pretty clean to me. If we get a big down close candle here, that's another option. But now this inversion looks nice. If we hold it, we still got quite a while until the candle prints, or the candle prints. So we'll see and we'll wait. But this inversion, so do you guys understand now why maybe this inversion is a much better short than any other one of the day? I hope you guys understand why. Now we're outside the range. Oh, don't close below. Hold it. Even though it's small, this is not bad, in my opinion. Because we've now swept high of day, and now everyone who is short is stopped out. So this becomes a lot cleaner to me. And then this would be my first TP. You could TP here. Maybe I'll take one off here and then the rest later. Oh, now we wait. One more sweep after 11:30 before shorting. You can, if you want. To me, this is good enough to take. Because this is a sweep of a high and then a manipulation leg. But we need to see the closure below, obviously. You know what, guys? I'm going to try this early. TP is going to be down here, but I'm going to keep my buy stop here first. So if we end up sweeping this low, I'll move my stop to break even pretty quick. Or if we get another big down close candle here. So not yet. Okay, guys, I move my stop to break even here. And I'm going to probably partial here. So I'll buy back one here if we get it. And then I'll buy back the other here. This is just for a scalp. Because I'm not a huge fan of this short, like for a long-term play, but at minimum I think these two should hit. These two levels. Hopefully. Hopefully we don't get that break-even stop here. Okay, break-even stop again. Sucks, but it is what it is. Again, NFP Thursday. So it could easily still deliver, but I can't re-enter, unfortunately. We also have equal lows that just formed here. And there's the equal lows, and then we should get this target now and this target. That sucks, unfortunately. But this is the reality of getting stopped for break even sometimes, guys. And then this could continue much lower. We don't know, but this could definitely continue lower. Oh, that's annoying. Alright guys, I think I'm going to call it a day here, to be honest. I think that this could definitely be a spot where we reverse for the long term. Or for the... Sorry, an intraday reversal. I think this could be a spot where it happens. But the fact that we already tapped this level, I would have gotten my first take profit. It would have been fine. But again, 2 break-even stops today. It's NFP Thursday. I'll definitely stick around. Stick around for tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be good price action. I'll be on Discord tomorrow. If you guys want to join, link is in the description. But I wish you guys the best, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.